Welcome to my channel Rare Coins Shop, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving deep into a coin that's creating waves in the numismatic world, the 2021 United States quarter dollar, crossing the Delaware with the Denver Mint mark. This isn't just any modern quarter. This coin, when found with specific rare errors, has become one of the most sought-after pieces in recent collector history. If you're someone who enjoys the thrill of hunting down hidden gems in everyday change or simply appreciates the beauty and mystery of U.S. coinage, then this video is tailor-made for you. The 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter holds a very special place in the lineup of U.S. coinage. Issued after the conclusion of the America the Beautiful series, this design marked a historic return to the traditional eagle design layout, but with a modern twist. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, but the reverse is where the magic happens. It features General Washington boldly leading his troops across the icy Delaware River during the American Revolution, sword in hand, symbolizing bravery, leadership, and the birth of a nation. This powerful design has captured the hearts of collectors around the world and sparked massive interest due to its symbolism and artistic detail, but what truly sends this coin into legendary status are the rare errors that have been discovered in certain 2021 D quarters. These errors are not just tiny imperfections, they are dramatic, visible, and incredibly rare. Among the most talked about is the die clash error, where design elements from the opposite side of the coin appear faintly in areas they shouldn't. Imagine spotting parts of Washington's portrait on the reverse side near the soldiers or along the rim. That's a serious collector's prize. These errors occur when the dies strike each other without a planchet, coin blank, in place, leaving behind ghost-like images that only the trained eye can catch. Another thrilling error found on this coin is the struck-through grease anomaly, where part of the design is weak or missing because debris blocked the die during the striking process. Some collectors have found quarters where Washington's features are blurred or missing entirely, while others have spotted uneven metal flow, giving the coin a distorted, almost surreal appearance. These types of striking errors aren't just fascinating, they're highly collectible and fetch big money in the secondary market. Also adding to the rarity are examples of off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, leaving parts of the coin blank or the imagery partially cut off. This kind of dramatic misstrike is always popular with error coin collectors and, in this case, when combined with a coin as symbolic and recent as the 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter, it becomes a dream come true for numismatists. And let's not forget the double die errors, where parts of the design appear doubled, especially in the lettering or along the sword and hand of Washington. These varieties can easily go unnoticed by casual observers, but a sharp-eyed collector will know they've struck gold, or in this case, silver. What makes this coin even more exciting is that it's still relatively new, meaning it's entirely possible to find one in circulation today. That's right, you could get this coin as change from your local coffee shop or find it buried in a coin jar at home. But don't be fooled by its everyday face value. With the right error and condition, this humble quarter transforms into a collector's treasure worth far more than 25 cents. Collectors everywhere are now scouring their change, coin rolls, and bank boxes looking for these exact quarters. Social media forums, collector groups, and auction houses are all abuzz with sightings of these rare varieties. Some lucky finders have already sold theirs in online auctions for impressive sums, with bids climbing higher and higher as more collectors enter the race to own a piece of this modern-day legend. And here's where the story gets truly unbelievable. A rare error variety of the 2021 D Crossing the Delaware quarter, in pristine, uncirculated condition, featuring a dramatic die clash combined with doubling on the reverse, recently caught fire at an online auction and was sold for an astonishing $23,000. That's right, $23,000 for a single quarter. Imagine finding one of these coins tucked away in a change drawer or resting unnoticed in a pocket. It's the ultimate hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable coins? First, check for the D Mint mark. This indicates it was minted in Denver. Then, carefully examine the reverse side, look for signs of doubling in the text or along Washington's sword and figure. Use a magnifying glass to look for clash marks, odd textures, or missing design elements. And always inspect both sides for off-center strikes or unusual blank areas. If anything looks off or unusual, you may be holding a rare variety worth serious money. If you think you found one of these coins, don't rush to spend it or sell it to just anyone. Protect it in a coin flip or capsule, and consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. A certified grade can skyrocket its value and attract serious buyers at auction. It could be your ticket to joining the growing list of collectors who turned loose change into thousands of dollars, simply by knowing what to look for. Let us know in the comments below if you've ever come across this coin or any interesting coin errors in your own collection. We love hearing your stories, and who knows, your discovery could be featured in a future video. And if you have questions about coin grading, errors, or other US coins, drop them below and we'll be happy to answer or even make a special episode just for you. Second rare coin, we're about to uncover the story behind one of the most exciting and highly sought-after coins in US history, the 1965 United States quarter dollar. At first glance, it may look like just another old coin in your change jar, but what if we told you this simple quarter could be hiding a secret worth tens of thousands of dollars? That's right, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video, because we're revealing everything you need to know about this legendary coin and the jaw-dropping value it can command today. Let's set the stage for why the 1965 quarter is so important. In the early 1960s, the US Mint was going through a major transformation. Prior to 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices and a national coin shortage, the government made a huge change, switching from silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition starting in 1965. That means quarters made after 1964 were no longer silver, but instead had a layered metal construction. The 1965 quarter was the very first of this new type, marking a historical moment in American coinage. This change in metal wasn't just an economic decision, it gave birth to one of the most intriguing coin mysteries in modern collecting. What makes the 1965 quarter so fascinating for collectors is the fact that during this transition period, a number of error coins were accidentally struck on the old silver planchets, the leftover blanks from 1964. That's right. While most 1965 quarters were made with the new copper-nickel composition, a few were mistakenly minted using the 90% silver planchets from the previous year. These error coins are extremely rare and have become some of the most valuable and desired US quarters in existence. Imagine owning a 1965 quarter that looks almost identical to a regular one, but it's secretly struck in silver and worth a fortune. So how can you tell if your 1965 quarter is one of these ultra-rare silver strikes? The first giveaway is weight. A standard 1965 copper-nickel quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but a silver quarter weighs slightly more, around 6.25 grams. If you have a digital scale, it can help you spot the difference instantly. Another sign is the coin's edge. Regular copper-nickel quarters will show a distinct two-tone edge, with a copper-colored core visible. But a silver coin has a solid silver-colored edge with no copper line showing at all. That alone can be a huge clue that you found something truly special. Collectors also watch for other errors on 1965 quarters that can dramatically increase their value. For example, off-center strikes, double die obverse, and struck on wrong planchet errors are all highly prized. Some of the most valuable examples include quarters mistakenly struck on dime planchets, giving them a smaller size and partial designs. These dramatic minting mistakes don't just make a coin look unique, they create a one-of-a-kind collector's item that can sell for eye-popping amounts. And what makes it even more thrilling is that these coins are still out there, hiding in collections, coin rolls, or even everyday pocket change. The buzz surrounding the 1965 quarter has only grown over the years. In recent auctions and private sales, these error coins have made headlines by fetching stunning prices from serious collectors. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and the mystery of a coin that shouldn't exist has made the 1965 quarter a true legend in numismatic circles. Coin experts agree, when a silver 1965 quarter shows up in uncirculated condition, with authentication to back it, collectors line up with offers ready. These coins don't just sell, they spark bidding wars. So, how do you take action if you think you found one of these rare gems? First, handle the coin with care, avoid touching the surfaces and place it in a protective holder. Use a high-quality scale to check its weight, and examine the edge under good lighting. If the coin appears to have a silver color all the way through and weighs closer to a 1964 silver quarter, it's time to get it professionally authenticated and graded by a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade and confirmation of its silver content can send your coin's value skyrocketing in the collector market. Collectors across the world are actively hunting for these coins. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, the 1965 quarter should absolutely be on your radar. It's a beautiful example of how history, mystery, and a little bit of luck can turn a simple coin into a major payday. Just imagine pulling a 1965 quarter from your coin jar and realizing it holds the power to change your financial future. That's the magic of coin collecting, and why so many people are diving headfirst into this incredible hobby. Now, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. A rare and verified silver-era version of the 1965 United States quarter, authenticated and sold at auction, was recently purchased for an incredible $98,000. That's right, $98,000 for a coin that many people wouldn't even give a second glance. That kind of value proves that treasure truly can be hiding in plain sight, and you might be the next lucky collector to find one. If you found a 1965 quarter or have questions about any coins in your collection, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your story. We're always excited to connect with fellow collectors and help you uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Third expensive coin, we're unlocking the secrets behind a coin that many people overlook, the 1974 United States quarter dollar. Don't let its common appearance fool you, because this coin has a fascinating story, a unique place in numismatic history, and in some extremely rare cases, a hidden value that could leave you speechless. If you love coins, rare finds, and the thrill of possibly holding a small fortune in your hand, then this is one video you absolutely don't want to miss. The 1974 quarter was minted during an important time in U.S. history. The country was in the midst of change, economically and politically, and coins from this era reflect the transition. While the quarter itself was minted in huge quantities, with both the Philadelphia and Denver mints producing millions, certain rare varieties and errors from this year have transformed an ordinary coin into a highly valuable collector's dream. The key to unlocking that value lies in knowing exactly what to look for, and today, we're going to reveal it all. What makes the 1974 quarter so exciting for collectors is the small number of coins that were struck with extraordinary minting errors. These are not ordinary mistakes. We're talking about rare die varieties, dramatic misstrikes, and off-metal errors that set these coins apart from the rest. Imagine pulling a quarter from your change and realizing it was never supposed to exist in its current form. That's the kind of thrill these 1974 era coins bring to the world of collecting. And believe it or not, some of the most valuable examples were discovered not in private collections, but in pocket change and bank rolls. One of the most sought-after varieties is the double die obverse, a stunning error where parts of the design, such as the lettering or date, appear doubled. This happens during the minting process when the die imprints the coin twice but slightly misaligned. On a 1974 quarter, this can show up clearly in the word "liberty" or the phrase "in God we trust," and even in the date itself. Collectors go wild for this kind of doubling, especially when it's crisp and easy to spot without magnification. These coins are often considered rare art pieces in the numismatic world because of their dramatic and unintentional beauty. Another rare error that can appear on the 1974 quarter is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, resulting in part of the design being cut off and a blank crescent shape appearing on the coin's surface. The more off-center the strike, the more desirable the coin becomes, especially if the date and important features are still visible. A 1974 quarter with a 50% off-center strike can easily attract the attention of high-level collectors and serious bids at auctions, but the real holy grail of the 1974 quarter world is the struck on wrong planchet error. This happens when a quarter is mistakenly struck on a blank intended for another denomination, like a penny or a foreign coin. These errors are incredibly rare and result in a coin that looks and feels very different. It may be thinner, smaller, or even have a completely different color tone. For example, a 1974 quarter struck on a 1-cent planchet made of copper will be noticeably lighter and more reddish in color, instantly alerting experienced collectors to its extraordinary value. These kinds of errors don't just increase a coin's appeal, they catapult its market value into a whole new category. The demand for rare 1974 quarters has surged in recent years, thanks in part to a growing community of collectors who specialize in error coins. Coin shows, online forums, and auction platforms are filled with discussions about the latest discoveries and new finds involving this particular year. What makes it even more exciting is the fact that these coins are still showing up today, in pocket change, in inherited coin collections, and in coin roll hunts. The treasure is still out there, and it's just waiting to be found by someone who knows what to look for. To determine if your 1974 quarter might be worth big money, start by closely inspecting it under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for doubling in the letters and numbers. Examine the edge for signs of an off-metal composition, and weigh the coin to see if it matches the standard 5.67 grams for a normal copper-nickel quarter. Any noticeable difference in weight or appearance could be a major clue that you've stumbled upon a rare minting error. And if you think you've got something special, don't hesitate. Send it in to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to have it authenticated. A certified grade and error attribution can drastically raise your coin's market value and protect your investment. Collectors are always on the lookout for 1974 quarters with unique characteristics, and recent sales have proven that the value is more than just hype. In fact, one extraordinary 1974 quarter featuring a rare error and preserved in near-perfect condition recently stunned collectors at auction when it sold for a jaw-dropping $69,000. That's right, $69,000 for a coin most people wouldn't think twice about. This incredible sale is proof that in the world of coin collecting, knowledge and attention to detail can turn an everyday object into a once-in-a-lifetime payday. So, now it's your turn. Have you checked your 1974 quarters lately? Do you have one in your collection that looks a little unusual, or maybe a coin you've been curious about? Drop a comment below and let us know what you found. We'd love to hear your stories, see your photos, and help you figure out if you're holding something truly rare. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden treasures of US coinage, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another exciting episode. There are still countless discoveries to be made, and your next big find could be just one coin away. Last unique coin, we're about to unlock the incredible story of the 1997 United States quarter dollar, a coin that millions of people use every day, but few realize could be hiding a small fortune. That's right, this common-looking quarter, when struck with the right kind of rare error, can be worth a life-changing amount of money. So get comfortable, listen closely, and let's explore the hidden value and exciting secrets of this overlooked treasure. The 1997 quarter was minted in Philadelphia, and at first glance, it might not seem all that special. It features the classic design of George Washington on the obverse and the proud American eagle on the reverse, just like every other quarter from that era. But what makes this particular year and mint mark stand out is the discovery of rare and valuable mint errors that have captured the attention of coin collectors across the country. These aren't your average flaws, we're talking about dramatic mistakes that only occur in a handful of coins, making them incredibly rare and highly collectible. And when you combine rarity with strong demand, that's when prices start to climb. One of the most valuable types of errors found on the 1997 quarter is the double die error, particularly on the obverse side of the coin. In this type of error, the coin is struck more than once with slightly misaligned dies, causing the letters or date to appear doubled. When visible in areas like the word liberty or in God we trust, these doubling effects become immediately noticeable and very attractive to collectors. The cleaner and more dramatic the doubling, the more collectors are willing to pay. These kinds of visual errors are like artwork born out of mechanical chaos, accidental masterpieces that demand attention. Another incredible error that has shown up on 1997 P quarters is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank planchet isn't properly aligned during the strike, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted toward one side. Some off-center strikes show as little as 5% misalignment, but the truly valuable ones are around 40% to 60% off-center while still showing the full date and mint mark. Those are the ones that get coin collectors excited, and they can fetch high prices at auction when certified by professional grading companies. There have also been reports of wrong planchet strikes, where a quarter design is mistakenly struck onto a planchet meant for another denomination, like a nickel or even a foreign coin. These errors are extremely rare and are often discovered because of differences in size, weight, or color. For example, a 1997 P quarter struck on a copper-colored planchet or weighing significantly less than the standard 5.67 grams would immediately raise a red flag for collectors. These coins are tested and authenticated by top-tier grading companies like PCGS or NGC, and once confirmed, their rarity makes them skyrocket in value. Collectors are especially drawn to these rare 1997 P quarters because they're part of the last few years before the U.S. Mint transitioned into the 50-state quarters program in 1999. That makes the 1997 issues feel like the final chapter of a classic era, and when you add a rare mint error into the mix, you've got a coin that's both historically significant and highly desirable. The market for these coins is heating up, and collectors from all over are searching through rolls, collections, and even their spare change in hopes of finding one of these rare beauties. What makes this so exciting is that these valuable 1997 P quarters are not sitting in museums or behind glass in some private vault, they're still out there. You could find one at a garage sale, in a coin jar, or even tucked away in an old drawer at home. All you need is a sharp eye, a magnifying glass, and the curiosity to look a little closer. If you spot doubling in the text, an off-center strike, a strange color, or a weight that doesn't match a typical quarter, you might be holding on to something worth far more than 25 cents. If you do find a 1997 P quarter that looks unusual, your next step is to handle it with care. Place it in a protective holder to avoid scratches and do not clean it under any circumstances. Cleaning a coin can lower its value dramatically. Then, consider sending it to a reputable coin grading service for evaluation. A certified error coin from a trusted source is far more valuable than a raw, ungraded piece. That certification is your ticket to big-time auction prices and serious collector interest. The demand for error coins has never been higher, and auction houses are taking notice. In a recent numismatic auction, a 1997 P quarter with a rare combination of a dramatic off-center strike and visible doubling sold for an astonishing amount. The coin was authenticated, graded in top condition, and sparked a bidding war among passionate collectors eager to own a piece of minting history. And now, the final price of that single 1997 P quarter with rare errors reached an unbelievable $40,000, so don't overlook that change in your pocket. The next time you see a 1997 quarter with a little P mint mark, take a closer look. You might be staring at something incredibly rare, something valuable, and something that could bring you the kind of return most people only dream about. Whether you're a lifelong collector or someone just starting out, this is your moment to search, discover, and maybe even strike it rich. If you've ever found a strange or interesting coin, especially a 1997 P quarter with unusual features, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us your story, or send us a picture. The coin collecting community is always eager to learn, share, and help each other uncover hidden treasures. And if you enjoyed today's deep dive into one of America's most underrated coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a moment of numismatic excitement. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next big find might be sitting right in your pocket. Stay curious, keep hunting, and as always, happy collecting.